Today I am going to take a problem on share capital. Here Mona at Limited decided to issue the 12,000 shares of rupees 100 each, payable at 30 on rupees 30 on application, 40 on allotment, 20 on first call and balance on second and final call. Applications were received for 13,000 shares. Directors decided to reject the application of 1,000 shares and their application money being refunded in full. The allotment money was duly received on all the shares and all sums due on calls are received except on 100 shares. We have to pass the journal entries. The books of Mona Earth Movers Limited. So we have to first write the heading as books of Mona Earth Movers Limited. Then we have to draw the journal, format of journal, that is date, particulars, ledger folio, debit and credit. Ledger folio is the number on the number of the particular journal on the ledger. We have to write it as blank. There is no numbers to be recorded. Then the first transaction says relating to the application money received. Here the application money was received on 13,000 shares at rupees 30 per share. So the journal entry will be bank account debited to share application account. We have already discussed about the format of journal entries. Then the amount will be 13,000 into 30. That will be 3,90,000 debit and 3,90,000 credit. Then the narration will be application money on 13,000 shares at rupees 30 per share received. Then this application money should be passed to the share capital account. Then the journal entry will be share application account debited to share capital account. Here the application money for 1,000 shares is rejected. The directors has refunded the application money on 1,000 shares. So the amount for the remaining shares will be transferred to share capital. That is 13,000. We have got the application for 13,000 shares, but the directors has decided to reject the application on 1,000 shares. So then the amount to be transferred to, or number of shares to be transferred to share capital will be 13,000 minus 1,000. So that will be 12,000. 12,000 into the application money on per share is 30. So 12,000 into 30. The amount will be 3,60,000 debit and credit. The transaction will be, the journal entry will be like this: share application account debited to share capital account. The narration is application money transferred to share capital. Then the journal entry relating to allotment. Before that we have to pass on the journal entry relating to the application money returned. Returned application money is relating to 1,000 shares at rupees 30 per share. The journal entry for this is share application account debited to bank account, 30,000 into 1,000. 30 into 1,000. The amount will be 30,000 debit and 30,000 credit. The narration will be application money on 1,000 shares returned. Then the journal entry relating to allotment. The allotment money relating to due. The journal entry is share allotment account debited to share capital account. The money due on allotment of 12,000 shares at rupees 40 per share. Here the allotment is for one share is 40. So 12,000 into 40 will be 4,80,000 debit and 4,80,000 credit. The narration will be money due on allotment of 12,000 shares at rupees 40 per share. Then this amount is passed on to the, this amount is received. The first journal entry is relating to due, the second is relating to the amount received on allotment. The journal entry for this is bank account debited to share allotment account, 4,80,000 debit and 4,80,000 credit. Narration will be money received on 12,000 shares at rupees 40 per share. Then relating to the due on calls, we have first call and also there is written as remaining calls. Remaining calls will be, we have to write it as second and share, second and final call. So first we have to pass on the journal entry relating to the first call, share first call due. The journal entry will be share first call account debited to share capital. The money per share is 20, number of shares is 12,000. So the amount will be 12,000 into 20. The amount will be 2,40,000 debit and 2,40,000 credit. The narration will be money due on 12,000 shares at rupees 20 per share. Then the amount on first call is received. The journal entry will be bank account debited to share first call account. Here it is written as the call money for all the shares is received but except for 100 shares. So we have to reduce this 100 shares from the total number of shares. So total number of shares is 12,000. 12,000 minus 10 is equal to 11,900. We have received the company has received the or the Mona Earth Mover Limited has received the first call amount on 11,900 shares. The amount per share is 20. So the amount we have to calculate is like this: 11,900 into 20, that will be 2,38,000 debit and 2,38,000 credit. Narration will be first call money received except for 100 shares. Then it is said in the question as remaining amount is received as second, balance amount is as second and final call. So the journal entry relating to the share second and final call will be the next one. That will be share second and final call account debited to share capital account. Here it is written in the question as 100 rupees number of share, the amount per share is issued is 100 per share. Here 40 is 30 on application, 40 on allotment and 20 on first call. Remaining will be the amount on second and final call. The remaining amount we have to calculate in this manner: 100 minus 30 plus, that is the application amount, 40 allotment, then first call. We have to add these 1 and after adding this we have to reduce the total amount from 100. That will be 10. 100 minus the total for this one will be 90. So 100 minus 90 is equal to 10. So second and final call money is due on 12,000 shares at rupees 10 per share. The amount will be 12,000 into 10. Net amount is 1,20,000 debit and 1,20,000 credit. Narration will be money due on 12,000 shares at rupees 10 per share on second and final call. Then the amount received on share second and final call. The journal entry will be bank account debited to share second and final call account. Here we have given in the question as the share call amount received except for 100 shares. So we have to reduce the total 100 from the total number of shares. So that will be 12,000 minus 100, that is 11,900. The per share amount is, we have calculated in the previous journal entry, 10 per share. So 11,900 into 10. The amount will be 1,19,000 debit and 1,19,000 credit. The narration will be second and final call money received except for 100 shares. That's all for today. Thank you.